Busia, and a babashe, Osha, a Ghanaian Times newspaper, and Ghanaian Times newspaper at you at the front page. Na didn't know not to front page, and a joke, and a Monday, the year at the front page. Now, you will be ready to not to front page. Any a documentary be a peace making or be at your button percent, and who can share video. Man, so video near video. A book be a opinion be kind. For Asante Mayona. Oh, dear, Yasham Nassy, and some of the name at was Yasham.
Sure, said ye era asantehene otumfo or say Mumma asante semu hia nti de bia ye guso e ma asante semu hia abusua ene book yi wo hwe book yi a book yi a cheye enye ne ye betro book yi hwe wa hwe book ni state a utumi ho na mumma na mi hwehwe mu no me ho interesting ade bia me pese obia hwe na controversy ekoso nyina na ne nyina eto ebe awieye page 43 abusia monhwe list of chiefs who swore the oath of allegiance to Otumfo Osei Ajimai Prempeh II Asantehene during the restoration of the Asante Confederacy. Abusia monhwe. Enya ha ne hia me. Baby a hia me ne me de bekire mo. Abusia Wampon or Wampamu or Doma State 177 Jibua Afare the second Domahene Abusia book no lie history don't lie Medemanuasi
Aha, video na kwahwe no ono de baby eya na ehimfo no side chire ye yura. Aha no na opese Ghana fo ze ehimfo na bi wo no ma na omo hye yura ase na ehia ne kese pa. Sapepepe edite. Na me to ansem no so de amawa. Ohwa aye Ghanaian Times e de yura at front page. Na front page omni ni tu ye nyina ese. Eye boko nsensem no na yura efrem penifo no ntina ase se da bi ono mbe kasa se de be ya ebeto yi na asumdwe akobo asumdwe so esan se enije sekete mo ododa so asumdwe na ede ene bobo pati ase enti sapepe ena eti no yewura ene mpanifo atena se a mpese omo yede omo esiesi sa ensem YouTube amanibofo ede nsemi tuja enti o
Metu aso the workata Ghanaian Times so na medri na ahwe kata na nemu a wode Asantehene mfoni e na betu the workasa fa boko ensensem no ho Asantehene otumfo se tutu otosuwe no agye atum wade peni yese an wo bekọ sani aban esre se wono ankasa mfa na nemu onyam ne nim die nkota akire muwa e ma won siesie boko ahensam ne menteme nwase e ma sundwe emra boko eno Asantehene agye atum wade peni yese obekọ wode ose e be ye oyo ne mo wo sre se fanfani nyina emanti ase enya adwuma na abodwekere mra na asundwe ni mpumto nso nya kwan enyini ti e woboko ne mpotamo de ebe ma otumfo de sansem ya to dwa no ene se aban mu empanifo bebretu anamo kwo ne nchen ne kwakasaye na de odi mu akotene eyosofo hwe oman banbo ensem so defense minister kasa ekobi afe interior minister meche Dr. Edward Omanibuama na afe honorable Muntaka Mubarak omumienu ekwo ene ne kwakasa ise aban wode nani akire man bebre bi ye banbo ndwumanfo sojafo prosifo wo die wo banbo mu ene ba amamre ni ahensie ni ahenie mu nsamwa ene so wasro Asantehene se onko boa bi ema asundwie ntimi mranti wade penie so obekoni mu wo srese se ne be ya ensei ye banbo ensei asundwie ensei enkabo mu na be ma mpuntu abanti wo sese fanfani nyina enyanti ase ne moa ema yedie emra boko weyi ayansem wa Ghanaian Times na ediaba
na so utie Ghanaian Times nsem ombi tuja na se ohwa yewura wa hye boko peace talk na se wagye atum so be sisi ade ehu nya pa eye Ghana fu nyina enije se ombe masa ade no abaso sapepepe eneti na me to ansem so a onua ma me to ansem so mfama ohwe yewura peace talk ya wa hye ase ya enye nne na wa hye ase yi peace talk wa ya wa hye ase ya chi pa na because of sad nyoma wa hye ase ya Ghana for do na ehu nti no omo feel say dia be ya na wo ka ase pese wo hwe ha wa wo share asundwe kita wo di ase documentary ne kakra Any my penny for can't boom Jina so ye me must see answer at
He speaks Ghana and he dreams Ghana. And whenever you talk to him, inevitably you are talking about the country.
The tension between President Kufuor, then the head of state of Ghana, and his predecessor Jerry John Rawlings was eased up after ASANTEHENE interceded. Here, you can find the two top politicians relating to each other beautifully. The scene was recorded just after their talks, mediated by Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. On the eve of the 2012 parliamentary and presidential elections, in response to the state of national anxiety and panic, Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II answered a request by the National Peace Council and civil society leaders to convene a meeting in Kumasi at KNUST of all the presidential candidates of the December 2012 elections. The result of these meetings and deliberations is what resulted in what has been christened the Kumasi Declaration, under which all the presidential contestants signed a document binding them to accept the results of the elections as declared by the National Electoral Commission.
It is not by accident that over the last 20 years, we've had relative calm, even amidst all the storm that the politicians generate. The last but one election, I was part of the process that managed to prevent what could have been a very chaotic development. I had to call him at night. There is a danger facing this nation, and please intervene. I was present when I know the words that His Excellency the President said to him. Picked up the telephone and said, Otumfuo, you are the only person who can save the nation.
Otumfuo has been on the throne for a few decades, and during that period he has proved to be not only a traditional ruler, that is a leader of his people, but also he's proved to be a national icon and one who comes in, sometimes when we have crisis.
On Monday, October 22, 2018, students of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, KNUST, marched in protest against what they said was unfair treatment by the university authorities and unwarranted assault on their colleagues by some security officers who were supposed to protect them. The peaceful protest turned violent, resulting in the threats to people, public order, and the destruction of public, school, and individual properties. The government of Ghana and the university authorities, unable to maintain order, had to shut down the university. All this took place while Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II, ASANTEHENE and Chancellor of the university, was away on a short foreign trip. On his return, Otumfuo quickly embarked on constructive engagement with all the stakeholders that included students, lecturers, university administration, and government. Through the use of time-tested alternative conflict resolution skills, Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II, ASANTEHENE, helped to end the crisis and restored peace and tranquility among the contending groups.
22nd October 2018 is still fresh in our memories, when we had a lot of challenges with students demonstrating. He came in very quickly, and what did we see? Everything was resolved, and we're back normally to continue our academic life. Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology is grateful to you.
In the late 90s, the government of Ghana introduced academic facility user fees. Before the introduction, students were even on demonstrations saying that they thought the cost was going to be too much. But the universities made it very clear that without that financial contribution from the government, the universities would not be able to operate. And government, knowing very well that it will not be in a position to provide that money, implored on the universities to ensure that the students will also contribute to the education. So this was a time the Otumfuo Asantehene came in. And I remember as a student on the University of Ghana campus, when Otumfuo came in, most of us thought that it was going to be a package for students from the Ashanti region. But later on, information came that Otumfuo's jurisdiction extended beyond the Ashanti region to include even some parts of the Volta region, Eastern region, the then Brong Ahafo region. So I remember very well many students, maybe counting as many as 400 or 500 from different parts of the country, were given this opportunity. And to emphasize properly, it really assisted a lot of students, because these monies must be paid before the university will even assign you residential accommodation, before a student will even be allowed to register.
The result of all the peace initiatives was that the World Peace Bell Association and Vital Capital donated to Menchia Palace a World Peace Bell that was erected in honor of the late Kofi Annan, former UN Secretary General.
Otumfuo was with the Pope in 2015. I happened to be present, and he talked about the need to deepen interfaith relations the whole world over. And I don't know whether you might have seen that in recent times the Pope invited almost all the religious leaders from across the religious divide, you know, the Muslims, the Buddhists, all the non-agnostic institutions were invited, you know, to Rome, and the Pope had good audience with them.
The president of the 73rd session of the United Nations General Assembly, Her Excellency Maria Fernanda Espinosa, also extended an invitation to His Majesty Otumfuo Setitutu II to address the United Nations General Assembly High-Level Forum on Culture of Peace during the 25th anniversary of the adoption of the Declaration and Program of Action on a Culture of Peace, the first time in the history of the United Nations that a non-head of state African traditional leader had been invited to address the august forum.
In this climate, I suggest that the UN family cannot afford to remain glued to the established order without seeking pathways of reaching out to establish appropriate links capable of exerting the right influence in the quest for peace and security. I speak here particularly of Africa.
One of the first priorities of Otumfuo Setitutu II during the first few months 2003, President of the Ivory Coast Laurent Gbagbo in 2005, Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency Dr. Mohamed El Baradei in 2005. Upon the completion of his term as the President of the World Bank, Mr. James Wolfenson paid a visit to the overlord of the Ashanti Kingdom in 2006. Jamaican Prime Minister P.J. Patterson, 2006. Libyan leader Muammar al-Gaddafi in 2007. President Faure Gnassingbé of Togo, 2008. President of Suriname, Ronaldo Venetian, 2008. President of Mali, Amadou Toumani Touré, 2008. President of Zambia, Levi Patrick Mwanawasa, in 2008. President of Sierra Leone, Alhaji Ahmad Tejankaba, 2009. President of Botswana, Festus Mogae, in 2009. Prime Minister of Spain, Jose Maria Aznar, 2009. The Archbishop of Cape Town, South Africa, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, in 2010. Chief Gabriel Osawaru Igbenedion, 2010. Nigerian playwright and poet Professor Wole Soyinka, 2010. German President Horst Kohler, in 2011. President Thabo Mbeki of South Africa, 2011. Governor General of Canada, the Right Honorable David Johnston, In 2013, Nigerian Head of State General Abdulsalami Abubakar. In 2014, President of the Seychelles James Michel. In 2015, the Ooni of Ife, spiritual head of Yoruba people Nigeria, His Majesty Enitan Ogunwusi Ojaja II. In 2016, Maltese President Marie-Louise Colero Pressa. In 2017, President Konan Bedier of the Ivory Coast. 2018, Emir of Kano Muhammadu Sanusi II. In 2019. In January 2022, the President of Hungary, János Áder, also led a high-powered delegation to the Menchia Palace in Kumasi. His host, Asantehene Otumfuo Setutu II, used the occasion to appeal to officials to act on plans instead of signing documents only to gather dust on the shelf after the fanfare. President János Áder said Hungary will support Ghana in the area of agricultural technology and scientific treatment of water. All heads of state in Ghana's Fourth Republic have had the occasion to pay homage to the King of Ashanti, Otumfuo Setutu II. They are Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, John Ejekum Kufuor, Professor John Evans Atta Mills, John Dramani Mahama, and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Similarly, Otumfuo received various invitations to make official visits to many countries and institutions around the world. Otumfuo and Lady Julia with Queen Beatrice of the Netherlands. In 2002, Otumfuo and the Archbishop of Canterbury, His Grace Rowan Douglas Williams. In 2003, Otumfuo with former President Nelson Mandela of South Africa. In 2005, Otumfuo with the King of the Royal Bafokeng Nation, South Africa, Lerio Molotlegi. 2005, Otumfuo with President Ahmad Tijankaba, Sierra Leone. In 2005, Otumfuo with the Executive Secretary of ECOWAS, Dr. Mohamed Ibn Chambers. 2005, the Oba of Lagos, Rilwan Babatunde Osualele Aremu Akiolu. In 2005, Otumfuo with His Royal Majesty King Mohammed VI of Morocco. In 2006, Otumfuo with the Patriarch of Orthodox Church of Jerusalem, Patriarch Theophilus III. 2009, Itan Stibe, Managing Partner of Vital Capital Fund. 2009, Shimon Peres, President of Israel. 2009, Otumfuo with King Mswati III of Swaziland or Eswatini. In 2015, Otumfuo and President Marie-Louise Colero Pressa of Malta. In 2017, President of Uganda Yoweri Museveni. 2018, Otumfuo with His Majesty Muwenda Mutebi II, the Kabaka of Buganda Kingdom, Uganda. 2018, Otumfuo with Antonio Guterres, 9th UN Secretary General. In 2019, Otumfuo with Maria Fernanda Espinosa Garcia, President of the 73rd UN Session. In 2019, on the visit to Nelson Mandela by the King in 2005, this is what the Paramount Chief of Dwabin Asante, Nana Otuo-Srebo II, has to say.
We had a lot of, useful discussions with Mandela. Otumfuo forwarded a special citation to Mandela, which, went down very, very well with him, with Madiba. And Madiba promised a whole lot of cooperation between Ghana and South Africa.
The national and worldwide recognition of the achievements of Otumfuo Setutu II was demonstrated during the 20th anniversary celebrations of his installment. Apart from the international dignitaries who visited Kumasi to witness the celebrations, almost any person who is somebody in Ghana was present at the ceremony. This included the President of the Republic, the Vice President, Speaker of Ghana Parliament, the Chief Justice, the Inspector General of Police, Ghana's military chiefs, ministers of state, parliamentarians, other paramount chiefs from across the country, corporate executives, and thousands of ordinary citizens from across the country.
We a documentary you were she peace talk ase why and okwohwe bae sa enyume ya you ya it's just a track record on peace and socio-economic development is like is highly respectable. Nti wohwe out into you na mo tuo pa wo tuo afa eye amemmu ani amemmu koso ene se de be ya asumdwe betina omanmu na amanfo ahweso obu oman no chese eso bi ema baby e Ghana hada. It's way any nsema man penifo ni bitutu dwa any documentary ka try ye de fa yura se pepe and it's it na mema mekwa akohwe anasa before I be end the next situation no kwa so hwe warrior king e watch out de yura any nsema yura e ka fa yen ko hwe ma
Some people.
yes we are actually warrior king e de be che yura 18 karat gold e ho documentary na ahwe kakra e some pepe neti wo so obi bia betim dia be che yura yes yensu kwan wo bibia bia na wo achede bi da wakoma so wonya yan ka de be che yura an yura so bi ni saka omma like on kan she obi ma man say hu say wo na ade ade be che se de obi e de bi afi o wakoma abe customize a che na na wo so obi bia da wakoma so wo so betimi aye yes afi so de ntia ma me bo video yi nyina ye se de be ya wo ka bibia anaso obi ka bibia wo benya bibia china so ka modern boy yura anamontu a watu ade afa asante man ne Ghana man se de be ya Ghana man ko so nti no sa pepe ene tie se de be ya obi de asante ene yura ne mfifo ma wo benya bibi nyina so obi no aye de waka kire sa pepe ene tie Beso, feel free to bet your or comment section. And then they can answer me subscribe button, maybe a notification bell. So the bear me drop video via on service. Me that social me. Macron.